Hey guys, so today we're going to go over our expression study guide. So we're doing this study guide a little bit differently than the past couple ones. The past couple times we've done a study guide or any type of review, we haven't always been able to get through all of the questions that we needed to go over. Sometimes the explanations just run long, sometimes it's students talking over each other. So we're going to do an independent study guide today. So this study guide, you won't even be able to see this video until you finish the study guide the first time. So the way to use this is the study guide does take a grade, and that grade does go in the grade book. But after your first try, you can come here and watch the video, and we can go over all of the questions, and I can give you all of the answers. Um, so that's the plan. However you do on your first attempt, your second attempt needs to be a 100 because I'm going to give you all the answers. The goal here is whatever questions you miss on your first attempt, you come here to the video, you go through and review the questions you missed. Simple enough. So let's get started. For number one, what is the square root of, what is the square of 12? If you don't remember, square just refers to the exponent. So this would be the square of 12. A number squared means it has the exponent of 2. So that means that 12 is being multiplied by itself 2 times. So it's 12 times 12, which equals 144. So the answer to number one, it should be 144. For number two, we have 1 plus 5 cubed, or 5 to the third power. So this time we have 1 plus, this is going to be 5 times 5 times 5. And we do this multiplication first because addition, in PEMDAS, addition comes last. So we would do 5 times 5, and that is going to give me 25. Then I'm going to do that 25 times this 5 down here. So 5 times 5 times 5. 25 times 5, I mean, it's quarters. It's basically 5 quarters. So you got 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. So we get 125 when we do 5 times 5 times 5. So this whole thing right here comes out to 125, but we still have the plus 1. So it's 125 plus 1, which is 126. For number 3, what is the value of 3/4 to the third power? Exponents don't change just because it's a fraction. This is just going to be 3/4, kind of like before, it's just 3/4 multiplied by itself 3 times. Which it might sound scary, but remember, multiplying fractions, there's no special rules. You just multiply straight across. There's no keep, change, flip. That's only for dividing fractions. When you're multiplying fractions, it's just 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 6, or sorry, 3 times 3 would be 9, and then 9 times 3 gives me 27. And then for the denominator, we have 4 times 4, which is 16, and then 16 times 4, that's going to give me 64. Now, normally you would kind of try to simplify this, but I can see that this is an answer choice, so no simplifying. Number 4, what is the value of the expression below? Not multiple choice. There are quite a few of these on the test tomorrow. What is the value of this expression? So this is 1 to the third power, so that is 1 times 1 times 1, plus we have 2 to the second power. That is 2 times 2. So let's do this multiplication first. What's 1 times 1 times 1? Should just be 1. Doesn't matter how many times I multiply 1 by 1, it's always going to be 1. And then 2 times 2, that's going to give me 4. The whole problem boils down to 1 plus 4. It's 5. It's just going to be 5. For number 5, what is the value of 8/9 to the 0 power? We talked about this a couple of times. Any number, anything at all, if I make it to the power of 0, it is always going to come out to equal 1. Not 0, not itself, not an inverse. It's going to be just 1, always 1. For number 6, which expression represents twice the sum of W and 6? So let's break this down. We have twice the sum, okay, so twice of the sum of something. So we're doing 2 times, so 2 times is going to be in there. And then it says the sum of W and 6. So we're doing 2 times W and 6 combined. And since it used the word sum, I'm going to include parentheses. So this should all be somewhere in my answer. And if I'm looking, there's only one that has it exactly like this. 2 parentheses W plus 6. If you see the word sum or difference, you should be trying to see if you need parentheses in your problem. For number 7, which correctly represents the statement, the product of 4 and a number n subtracted from 10. So let's figure this out. We have the product of 4 and a number. All right, well, the word product means multiply. So we're multiplying 4 times n. So 4 times n. You don't need the multiplication symbol if you are putting a number next to a variable. That's why we have coefficients. So we have 4n, that should be somewhere in my problem, so automatically it's not those two. And then it says subtracted from 10. So if I said minus 10, or if I said then subtract 10, we would want to put minus 10. This doesn't say that. It says that we are subtracting it from 10, meaning the 10 is already there and we're taking something away. We should have a 10 minus somewhere in our problem, not minus 10. For number 7, the answer should have been A, not B. It should have been 10 minus 4n. We have the product of 4 and a number being subtracted from my 10. That's what was happening with number 7. For number 8, we're looking for the like terms in this expression. So that could either be 12a and 7a, or, well, that's it. Because the 12b, there are no other terms with b in it. And for the 7, there are no other terms that are constants. So it has to be 7a and 12a. It has to be the thing with the same variable. For number 9, which statement represents the expression 2x over 5? Okay, so 2x over 5. That means the 2 and x are being multiplied, okay? And all of that is being divided by 5. Okay, so we need something that has multiplication and division in it. Well, A says the quotient, that's good, quotient means division. So the quotient of x squared, I don't know about you, but I don't see an exponent in here, so that can't be it. B says the quotient of 2 times x, yep, 2 times x, and 5. Yep, that's the one. It's the quotient, so that means division, of 2 times x, that goes up top, and 5, which is on the bottom. For number 10, which property is demonstrated by the equation 5 plus a plus 3 equals a plus 5 plus 3? So in this expression, or this equation, the parentheses, they didn't move, but the things that are inside of them did. The numbers moved, but not the parentheses. That means it's the commutative property. For number 11, it costs $150 to join a gym, plus an additional $20 per month. Ooh, so it costs $150 to join the gym, okay? Plus an additional fee of $20 per month. So $20 per month. Oh, it tells us 6 months. So it's going to be plus $20 times the number of months. Well, it looks like it's going to be 6 months. This is going to be my problem. I have to figure out this equation and I have to solve it. It can be done without the equation, but this is still what you do. It's 6 months times $20 a month. That is going to come out to equal $120 for those 6 months, plus $150. That's going to give me $270. So $270 in order to join this gym and stay there for 6 months. For number 12, this one, it asks, what is the value of A plus B, C, when A is 7, B is 4, and C is 1/2? So I have to replace all of these. We had A, B, and C. So replace the A with a 7, okay? And then plus, we're replacing the B with a 4 and our C with 1/2. So B gets replaced with a 4, C gets replaced with 1/2. So we have 7 plus 4 times 1/2. Okay, well, we have to do the multiplication first, so we have to find 4 times 1/2, or find what is half of 4. Pretty easy. Half of 4 is just 2. Half of 4 is just 2. So this comes out to be 2. And then we have 7 plus 2, which is 9. The answer to number 12 is it should have just been 9. For number 13, it says Vanessa simplified the expression using the steps below. We started with 54 plus 17 plus 6. Step 1, she changed it to 17 plus 54 plus 6. What property justifies that change? What did she do? She moved the numbers. That is the commutative property. Number 14, it asks which of these correctly shows the distributive property. Some of you have picked up on the fact that distributive property is the only property where there are new numbers. The problem is that there are two answer choices that do that, A and D. So you have to think, what does distributive property do? It multiplies the outside of my parentheses times the inside. So I'm doing 2 times 3 and 2 times 5. Is that what this says? Does it say 2 times 3 and 2 times 5? No. A says 2 plus 3. They're doing addition, but we know we're supposed to multiply with distributive property. So the correct answer for this one, it wasn't meant to be too much of a trick, was D. For number 15, which property justifies this expression? So it's all the same numbers. They're all in the same order. There's nothing new, nothing taken away, but there are parentheses now. What property allows us to regroup things and use parentheses? That would be the associative property. For number 16, it says which statement is true about this expression. Okay, so we have 4m minus 16 and 4 parentheses m minus 4. So we can see all by the answer choices, it says that they are equivalent, but why? Are they equivalent because they combined like terms? Not really. There were no like terms to begin with, so that can't be it. They're the equivalent because they're both in simplest form. I mean, no, because if they're both in simplest form, that would mean one of them isn't, because they're equivalent, so that can't be it. This one says distributive property. Well, let's test that. If I did 4 times m, that would equal 4m, and 4 times 4 does equal 16. That makes sense. This would be an example of the distributive property. The commutative property would be if these numbers were the same, but both sides don't have a 16, so no. For number 17, which two expressions are equivalent? And we can see they're trying to demonstrate which of these correctly did distributive property. You can see all of them are kind of set up the same way 16 was. So 17, let's check. If I do 5 times x, that gives me 5x. Good. 5 times 5 should give me 25. This one did not work. Same thing. We have 5 times x is 5x. Good. 5 times 5 is 25. This one worked. And you can probably guess that the other two will not work. So that means our answer for number 17 was B. For number 18, which two expressions were the result of the same answer or any number substituted with x. It's just asking which of these two expressions will be exactly the same. So A says x to the third power and 3x are the same. No, we know that that's not true. X to the third power would be x times x times x. 3x would just be 3 times x. Those are different. The next one, it says 7x minus 2y. And they said it could be 5xy. No, we know full well because one of them has an x, one of them has a y. They don't combine. You can't subtract them. They have different variables. The next one, it says x plus 2y, and then it says y plus x plus y. So there are two y's. If I simplified this one, I have y plus y. That equals 2y. And then we still have the 1x by itself, so the answer for 18 was C. That one was right. For number 19, we are combining like terms for this. We have 8y, and we have minus 2y, so 8y minus 2y would be 6y. Then we have 6, and we have minus 9, so we have a positive 6 minus 9. That's not going to be a positive number anymore. That's going to become a negative 3. Because if I start at 6 and go down by 9 units, I'm going to end up at negative 3. For number 20, what is the equivalent of x plus x plus x plus x? So that's 4 x's being added together. So we have 1x plus 1x plus 1x plus 1x. Well, that's going to be 4 x's. That's it. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 4. That's it. For number 21, this one it's asking which of these four numbers could I replace that x with and have this equation work? So we just have to see which one works. If I put a 3 up here, for example, let me change the color of this marker really quick. There we go. If I replace this x with a 3, we have 3 over 9 equals 3. Did that work? No. 3 divided by 9 does not equal 3, so that definitely does not work at all. Let's try the 12. If I do 12 divided by 9, no. I think we know our times tables and division enough to know 12 divided by 9 is definitely not 3. So no. Let's try 18. 18 divided by 3. No, 18 divided by, or sorry, 18 divided by 9. It is going to be a whole number. 18 divided by 9, but that's going to equal 2, not 3, so it's not 18. We wanted 27, because if I do 27 divided by 9, that gives me the answer of 3. So number 21, we wanted 27 as our answer. Number 22, same exact type of problem. It's asking which of those four numbers will work. So we just have to test and see which one works. It's just substitution. I'm going to simplify this side just to make it a little easier. This side, 6 plus 8 would be 14. So whatever this is 2 times x plus 4, and it's going to be 14, whatever it is. So let's try a 3 first. So if I replace this x with a 3, I would do 3 plus 4, which would be 7, and then I would do 7 times 2. Oh, hey, it worked. That was 14 already. So yeah, number 22, the answer should have been 3. So x is 3 for this one. For number 23, kind of the opposite of number 21. For 23, we have 54 divided by x, whatever it is. 54 divided by something equals 9, and we have to figure out which of these would work. You might be able to tell this one is pretty easily 6, because 54 divided by 54, no, that will not work. 54 divided by 45. No, definitely not. Way too big of a number. That doesn't make sense. 54 divided by 27. Although that does like give me a answer, it is not 9. 54 divided by 27 is definitely not 9. We wanted 54 divided by 6. Number 24, once again, looking for what would make sense in this problem. We have 3y equals 6. So I'm replacing this y with one of these numbers to see which one would work. So, reminder, when you replace numbers, you are supposed to put these replacements in parentheses. So when I replace this y with these numbers, I use parentheses. So if I replace this y with a 2, I replace it like this in parentheses. Incidentally, 2 is the correct number because a number next to a set of parentheses means multiply. So 3 times 2, I think we know that's going to equal 6. So it does work. I accidentally just got rid of my pen tool. Here it is. For number 25, it asks which expression represents the perimeter of this rectangle. Oh no, perimeter. If you don't remember, perimeter is just when you add all of the sides together. And this is an example of the hardest type of problem that can ever show up in this unit, which is finding perimeter, but without actually solving it. Perimeter is where you add all of the sides together. So for a rectangle, this side, 3x plus 4, is the same as this side, 3x plus 4. And that means this side is the same as this side. We know how rectangles work, so 4 plus x. What you are supposed to do is you are supposed to add all of these together. I know that sounds crazy, but just watch how easy this ends up being. We end up having 3x plus 4 plus 4 plus x plus 3x plus 4 plus 4 plus x. All we're doing is we're adding this piece here, this piece here, this piece here, this piece here. That's all we're doing. And then you might still be thinking, but Mr. Osmer, that looks so hard. Well, now it's just combining like terms. We got our 3x here. We have another 1x over here, another 3x over here, and another 1x over here. What is 3x plus 1x? 4 x's, plus 3 more x's, 7 x's, plus 1 more x, 8x. This is a total of 8 x's in those boxes. We have 8x. And then we have 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So just add 4 4's together. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 again is 12, plus 4 again is 16. That's as hard as these problems ever actually get. This is the hardest example of a combining like terms problem that I could even come up with. And I had to look through my past tests to find this one. So, yeah, that's it. Number 26, practicing those same skills. What would be the perimeter of this square? Well, if this side is E and it's a square, that means all of these sides are E. And the perimeter would just be E plus E plus E plus E. That's just E, 4 E's added together to equal, well, 4E. That's kind of it for 26. For 27, getting nearly to the end, Thomas has 12 more marbles than twice the number of marbles that Andrew has. All right, this is already getting a little complicated, so let's write some of that down. 12 more, okay, so 12 more would be plus 12. That's definitely got to be a part of it. 12 more than twice the number of marbles that Andrew has. Okay, so if I said twice the number of marbles somebody had, and it tells us that we don't know how many marbles he has. If I'm doing twice of the amount of marbles he has, I'm doing 2 times. So I am doing 2 times x number of marbles, so 2x. So these are my 2 puzzle pieces in my problem. I have a plus 12 and I have a 2x. What order does it make sense to put it in? Well, it seems like it would make a lot more sense to have the 2x in front and have the plus 12 in the back, which is exactly what option choice C was trying to accomplish. For number 28, it is asking what is the expression of 4t times 4t if t was replaced with a 2. So replace the t with a 2, we would have a 4 times, replace the t with a 2, times 4 times, again, replace the t with a 2. So 4 times 2, that would equal 8, times, again, 4 times 2, that would equal 8. 8 times 8 is 64. As long as we had a good grasp on our multiplication facts, we should have been okay on that one. Final two problems, what property is showing here? They didn't even use numbers, but we can see it's skinny rectangle, square, triangle equals skinny rectangle, square, triangle. All of the symbols are in the exact same order. Nothing changed, but the order of the parentheses changed. Where the parentheses were is different now. So that would be the associative property. And this would be the associative property of multiplication because, well, it was multiplication that got affected. There is no addition in this problem in order to mess with. And then last but not least, for number 30, what expression is equivalent to 4 parentheses 2x minus 3? This is distributive property. We're doing 4 times 2x. So 4 times 2 x's would equal 8 x's, and 4 times 3 would equal 12. And we were doing subtraction, so we keep the subtraction symbol. So my answer would be 8x minus 12. And that is it for the study guide. Assuming I did that right. Ooh, it says I missed 2 problems. Let me make sure. I think I made a mistake when I made this one. By the time you do it, this one should say that it is correct for associative. And same with this one. Again, I think I clicked the wrong one when I initially added it. By the time you take this study guide, these 2 typos will be corrected. But that is it for the study guide. Again, use the study guide to review. Our test is going to be tomorrow. It is a big one. But yeah, I feel like you guys actually are doing really well in this unit. I, some of you are dealing with algebra way better than you thought you would. A little better than I thought you would. But yeah, that's the end of our unit. Good luck on the test, and bye.